The last couple of years for construction and Markel have been pretty big. Back in 2023 we relaunched the proposition, and last year we obviously took it onto Actress. Can you just tell us a little bit about the journey that we went on there, why we did it, and kind of what that meant to brokers and clients?
So following the relaunch of the construction contractors proposition, we were looking at how we can increase our and improve our distribution to our brokers and obviously ultimately our own customers. So upon the launch of the proposition and the success of the proposition, that's when we started looking at our possibilities on digital trading for those kind of smaller end customers and clients. When we decided to look at our digital options, we were trying to promote that further for ease of trading for our brokers and the end customers, trying to work on how do we get our product with all its added value services and coverage out to that wider marketplace. So that was when the decision was made to put that on digital, and in June last year we launched that product on Accuracy Trading.
Amazing. And you touched a little bit there on the value add proposition that goes above the coverage. Darren, from your side, how important is that to clients, having the wider value add and the proposition on top of the coverage?
To be honest, it's becoming a lot more essential these days. What we're finding is, believe it or not, solicitors are driving a lot of the requirements from our contractors. So when they're negotiating on contracts with developers and employers, we're finding that solicitors are asking for more and more cover. So collateral warranties, reviews of those are becoming almost daily, which 5 years ago it just didn't happen. And like I say, because the solicitors are asking for it, they're generally having to be done.
Yeah.
So the fact that Markel have included that within the package is a massive USP.
Amazing. And how have you found trading that business digitally? Have you got a bit of a blend between the digital and the face-to-face business?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, certainly the digital element is great for the quick turnaround, but that tends to be with a lot less complex risks. Mm-hmm. The more complex ones still need that face-to-face. We still need time to talk to the underwriters. A lot of the time we'll bring an underwriter out in advance, so they'll do a pre-cover survey, they'll speak to the client directly, so everybody's on the same page, and that quite frankly is still crucial.
Yeah, amazing. Obviously we're all here today to talk around partnerships. Have you guys got a specific example of something that you've worked on together recently that we could run through in terms of a partnership between you guys for a client?
We're in the process of launching a new scheme for the Electrical Contractors Association, so that's taken quite a long time to get to where we have. The last 9 months we've been working on that with the association and Tysers. The product is now finished, and it's really just a case of launching that to the members, but without Markel's support and input it just wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah, and Elisabeth, from your side, what do schemes like that mean to Markel?
I think it demonstrates our specialism, particularly in the kind of the electrical contracting sector and those specialist sectors that we work in. We align very closely with the ECA, Electrical Contractors Association, and a long history and relationship with Tysers as well. So working together has actually been quite easy, and I would say pretty seamless to kind of pull together the new kind of scheme and product.
Yeah, amazing. And then in terms of you talking around kind of solicitors asking for more things at the moment and the construction space in general, what would you say are probably the biggest misconceptions in the construction insurance space at the moment?
It's that everything needs to be as cheap as possible, and they just want basic liability cover, and they're not interested as to what the cover actually
Well, it's
involved.
just a piece of paper.
Involved, yeah. And it couldn't be further from the truth. A lot of these people, they've started off small, they've grown big. Yes, they're still focused on winning contracts more than they look at the insurance, but they're much more aware these days that without that insurance policy backing them, one small mistake it could be the end of 15 years worth of building their business up, and they realise that now. They still want cheap policies, it's natural, who doesn't? But they are much more aware that the cover is essential, and they will pay a fair premium for that. So, the insurance policy is one thing, the broker's advice is also key, and it's a good blend, certainly with the Markel policy, that it's comprehensive, and then with a decent broker that knows what they're talking about, the construction client knows exactly what they're getting. They can go away and just do their day job, and they know that if the worst happens, then they're going to be properly protected.
Yeah, amazing. And I suppose that's exactly where we come in as a specialist.
No, absolutely echo kind of what Darren's saying there around the policy and the coverage. I think there's sometimes a perception that it's okay, I'm going to be covered because I've got a liability policy, therefore everything I need is covered, and that's very much where the advice of the broker is absolutely essential to point out the differences in a wording. When it's really cheap, why is it so cheap? Is it because it's missing those covers or those essential covers that client will need specifically for their trade in the event of a claim?
Amazing. So obviously we have got very crazy growth ambitions to get us to 2030, as have the whole market. What's next? What's next for you guys at Tysers, and what's next for us at Markel?
Launching the ECA is a big deal for us. It's going to take time. You know, you don't get a flood of inquiries when you launch a new scheme. So there's over 6,000 members, and it takes time for that information to filter through. And with the support of the association, I would say 26 and 27 is going to mainly be about launching that scheme, building that scheme. We'll always look for other opportunities. We've got a big construction push at Tysers at the moment. That's only growing. We're bringing in more people that specialise in the construction sector. So with that comes more opportunities to look at new schemes, look at new associations, and just build on the cover that's already there.
Amazing. And then from our side?
Yeah, we just want to continue our partnership and our growth with Tysers and work alongside with them. And I suppose not outside of construction, there's other opportunities within Markel, using the law team, using the tax team. How can we grow and develop the care space, the tech, the PI? So it's working together across all lines of business as well to successfully grow our partnership even and move it forward, going towards our 2030 growth ambition plans.